Oi, 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 is that the mail? Last mailbag we had a guest on the show, Mario Zawowski, the writer of Race On, published by Saturday AM. This time we have another guest joining us for mailbag. Joining us is the artist that has been working as an assistant on the successful manga series Prince of Tennis. I'm so excited that you're here, and what an honor it is to have you on our show. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. The lovely Jamie Lynn Lano.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I know it's been a while since you last worked on the Prince of Tennis series and
Right.
as an assistant. And I've read on your website that you have finished editing your book that was based on the days that you were an assistant for Konomi Takeshi.
Right. Yeah, I just finished it 2 days ago, so it's going into the final edit with my editor. So, but it's nearly done. Right now I'm working on the cover illustration, and then I have to finish the interior illustrations and then layout, and we're done.
Wow, great.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to get it out there.
Yeah, I can imagine. Wow, great. And for you Bammers, at the end of this episode, I'm telling you a nice surprise that has got to do with the involvement of Jamie. So make sure to keep watching until the end. Let's get ready and let's get directly into the mailbag questions. I've selected 9 questions for this episode, so let's start with the first question. Ret Da Zombeh writes, "Dear Mustayaki, congratulations on your channel relaunch." Well, thank you, Ret Da Zombeh. "I really missed your videos and I'm really happy that you make all those different shows now. However, I'm especially happy for the new HTB Mailbag show and would like to ask you a question. Here it is. I'm a female and I make shonen manga, so my target audiences are basically teenage boys. Would it ruin the story or would it make less appealing to my audience if I added some shoujo-ish elements to my story, like romantic interest? I don't plan on suddenly bombarding my work with shoujo stuff. I only want to put it in there once in a while and I want it to be a part of the actual story. Should I write my manga without caring about what my target audience should be? I hope you understood. Thanks in advance." Well, if you look at shoujo, I think about romance and cute stuff. And I think it's not weird having it mixed with shonen at all. Because if you look at really popular manga that's already out there, like Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, there are some elements of shoujo stuff in there. And if you look at One Piece, I like that very much is the character Boa Hancock that has a love interest or love Luffy. But Luffy is more the shonen type, right? He's real action, he's manly, so he's not even paying attention to her, and it's a one-way street. So I like that one. If you look at Bakuman, there's also, that's a nice example. It's also a Shonen Jump title, and that's where Mashiro and Azuki are well, it's almost based on that connection.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's if you keep a good balance, and if you're writing a shonen, keep shonen primary. That's what you are heading for, because if you put too much shoujo elements in it, it will be more shoujo stuff, more shoujo manga. So keep shonen primary, and think about what boys are interested in. It's action, games, and also girls and female. That attracts also to boys. So why not? And like you already said, shoujo elements. So if you put just elements in it, that would be good, and it could also have a fresh take if you execute it really well. It could be something really new. You could introduce shoujo in a total different light in the shonen genre. And about your second part, should you care about your target audiences? I think so, and I think you also have to get a great balance for that. If you want to decide that you go for that audience, for the target audience, just stick to it and try to build it up little by little. So maybe you can start off with, in one chapter, have a little elements of shoujo stuff in there, and build it up. Just not go falling out with shoujo stuff, but just try to build it up little by little. Have small pieces in there with a great plan. So that's what I think. That's my take of it. What do you think, Jamie?
Well, I agree with you that it's important to find a balance, but I also don't think that romance is something that doesn't exist in shonen manga. I mean, like you said, Bakuman is a really good example. You know, you have a multitude of romances going on in that story, and it's very central to the storyline. I mean, if you didn't have Miho and what's his name?
Also, that's very good with names.
If you didn't have Mashiro and Miho, having their promise to get married, then the whole series never would have really happened. So, I mean, if you think about it, it kind of revolves around romance. Now, generally, it's not like the shoujo kind of flowery, bubbly, always together romance. In fact, the main characters hardly ever see each other. But, I mean, it exists. And I think that, you don't need to be so concerned about that. I mean, lots of girls like shonen manga and lots of boys like shoujo manga. So I think it's fine to just not really think about it too much. Yeah. I think, as for the second part of the question, you have to make manga that people are going to want to read, whether it's got some romance or adventure or whatever's in it. Just make something you think that people would want to read, that you want to write, and people will come. They'll read it. Someone will publish it if it's really good. I mean, I don't think you have to, break it down and draw these lines so harshly. You just need to make something that's good, that people want to read. Doesn't matter what genre it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you like this video, then super smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to our How to BAM YouTube channel. It's a great way for staying updated for the latest shows and videos. If you also have a question about making manga that you want to be answered on our show, then send in your email to info@howtobam.com. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter for some great giveaways and prizes.